So as we begin to draw our focus and our attention into this space, we want to find that child's pose, allowing the buttocks to rest on the heels. And let's just for the moment, keep the arms a little soft. Let the shoulders drop towards the earth. And begin to find some long, slow, deep breaths. And whether this is a practice that you do regularly, it's a practice that you haven't been doing regularly, or something that you're just discovering and coming back to, we always take these first few moments to find softness and stillness. You're more than welcome to have the forehead down. If that crunches into the back of the neck, you're more than welcome to turn a cheek to the side. Just begin to find that breath. Let's draw the breath from the soles of the feet. Draw that all the way up through the legs. Maybe you watch the breath as it moves, coming up through the knees, into the thighs. And we're going to take it into the hips, specifically into the lower back, that sacroiliac joint. And I want you, as the breath moves into there and you exhale, let that area release. So feel it soften, feel it open. Inhale deeply and exhale fully. And once you have that breath moving freely up the legs and spreading across the lower back, releasing the sacroiliac joint and all of the muscles, there's a lot of activity that happens through those hips. See, from the moment you're awake to the moment you sleep, the hips are active, no matter what you do. So if we can take time to breathe into them, take time to begin to soften, supporting the body in any recovery or repair that needs to be done. And as you feel the breath move through the body, the acknowledgement that your breath is your key. Your breath is the center of all that you do. So it keeps you grounded in this moment. And it gives you that opportunity to connect. So let's reach the arms out in front now, staying very aware of the lower back. We're going to use the leg muscles to move. So spread the fingers nice and wide. Press down into the tops of the feet. And as you push into the tops of the feet, the body naturally rises. Keep pressing down. Let the spine rise. And then open through the belly and send the sit bones back. So we're just going to move in this beautiful flow of cat and cow, but being really specific in pressing into the hands and the feet as your movement. So we press down into the feet, the body rises. And we open through the belly and we press down into the hands, still a little pressure in the feet, and it's full control. Mindfulness and control supports us in staying present with our practice. Keep moving. And you'll notice that when you press into your feet to rise, that the thighs do the work, not the lower back or the buttocks, but we actually work through the legs and we get to release through the spine just a little more. Use the breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale to release back down. See if you can make sure that each and every vertebrae are involved in this movement. Let's do 3 more. Stay focused on the feet. Stay focused on the breath. Let the spine find its full extension. And the next time you find that child's pose, once again just pause. Keep the hands outstretched, let the forehead rest on the earth. Allowing that release through the sacroiliac joint, allowing the breath to move through the body. Big inhale, full exhale. Press the fingertips down into the earth and lift the palms, the arms, the elbows, the heart and lung meridian. Awareness into the breath. We're going to walk hands right. Keeping the buttocks connected with the heels. You can bring your palms back down to the earth for a little ease if that feels better. I want you to walk that left hand a little further out, or take the left hand on top of the right. And then begin to just allow that left side to drop back to the buttocks, to really feel that opening through those intercostal muscles. Use your breath. Creep that left hand forward a little more, or maybe as you take it over the top of the right, grip into the fingers, in between the fingers, and then allow that stretch to deepen. Last big inhale and full exhale. When we come back to center, fingertips on the earth, palms lifted, arms lifted, forehead down. Big breath into the chest. This opens heart and lung meridian, so we're breathing a little easier, a little deeper. And then let's walk the hands out to the left. Palms can come back onto the earth. Right hand comes on top of left, or right hand just walks a little deeper. And we begin to feel that opening through the intercostal muscles, maybe even through the pecs at the front. Maybe for you it's through the shoulder blade at the back. And just find those breaths. Take a big inhale and a full exhale. And let's come back to center. Let's begin to draw ourselves up into that cat pose, rounding through the spine, and we're going to hold here for a couple of breaths. Pressing the vertebrae to the ceiling, tucking pubic bone to belly button. Really rounding and tucking and pressing chin to chest. Can you press the earth away a little more? Can you press down into the feet and the knees a little harder? Can you round through the spine, tuck the chin to the chest? On your next inhale, slowly begin to send the sit bones back. Drop the top of the iliac crest towards the earth. The belly opens, the chest opens, and the last thing to rise is the chin. Looking up to that third eye, and we're just in that cow pose. All right, coming back to a neutral spine, I'm going to work a little on the hips and take it easy. If you know that you have a little soreness through the hips or a little awareness that you need to be gentle, just take the movements really slow. So we're going to work between having the hips nice and level and then opening the hips. So to begin with, let's send the right leg straight back. Flex the toes down to the earth and push the heel away. You want to have one straight line. And so we want to make sure that we're not rolling up, that we're keeping that thigh rolling down and the hip in line. So the first thing we want to do is round through the spine and draw into center. And then we want to take the leg back out. We're going to rotate the toes out towards the right so the hip does rise. And let's draw that leg all the way towards the right shoulder and then send it back. Rotate that in again, draw it into chest. So we rotate the thigh inward, draw it in and send it out. Rotate the toes out, hip stacks, and draw to the side and back. Rotate the toes back down to the earth and draw the knee into the chest and back. Two more. Rotate out to the side. Rotate down and to the chest. Last one. Rotate out to the side and rotate in to the chest. Holding here, rounding through the spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Placing that down and just taking a little free movement. So what does it feel like through the hips? What do you need? So we're working into those hip muscles, the adductors, the abductors. We're also working into that ITB. And then once we've activated this, got a little blood flow through here, we're going to work in some of those side stretches that we need to complement. So let's take that left leg straight back now. Send the heel to the back of the mat and tuck the toes, draw pubic bone to belly button so you kind of push the lower vertebrae up towards the ceiling. Keep the toes rolling into the right and let's draw that knee into center. Inhale as the knee comes back out or the foot comes out, rotate the toes outward and then draw the leg as close to that left shoulder as you can and then back. Rotate in or rather down and draw into chest. Send back out, rotate toes, stack hip and draw out to the side and send back. Rotate down and draw in and out. Rotate out and draw forward. 3 more. Rotate down and in. Rotate out and to the side. Rotate in and to chest. Rotate out and to the side. Last one. Rotate in, draw into chest, holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send that back out. Rotate the toes out. Draw slowly out to the left. 3, 2, 1, and take it back. Rotate in and bring that knee down, taking a little freedom of movement now. Taking movement in the chest, in the hips. And let's step that right foot forward. So we're going to keep the right foot out to the right just a little and turn the right toes out to a little. Keep the hands on the inside of that right foot, and we're going to take some big circles in the hips. And again, this is where you need to be really mindful. You need to listen to the body, listen to the hamstrings, the ITB, and only move in what works for you. And then let's take it in the opposite direction. Two or three more big circles. And then we're going to draw ourselves into that dragon lunge, dropping the hips forward. Let's tuck the back toes under and lift that back knee off the earth. Holding here. Now lifting that back knee off, I want you to draw that back left hip forward towards the left shoulder. I want you to push the right hip back towards the left foot. Squeeze into the buttock, round through the spine. Let's take the left hand in towards the center, and we're going to turn and open to the right, raising through that right arm and holding here. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring that right arm all the way down to the front. And we're going to slide that right arm in behind or in beside that right foot. And we're going to pivot our left heel on the ground. Come up onto finger toes. I don't know what finger toes are. But let's come up to the fingertips of your right hand. And we're going to drop into that right side so that the right arm and the right calf are right next to each other. Draw your right hip under, tuck it right under, and let's open through the left chest. Reach the left arms up and find that one straight line. So that left kneecap is squeezed, lifting through the left thigh. Tuck right hip under, turn chest, holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bringing that left arm all the way down. Pivot on your back foot, bring that knee down, and let's step back. Finding all fours again and taking a little freedom of movement. Allowing ourselves to just feel into the body and feel into what we need. And then when we're ready, we're going to step left foot forward. So we're allowed to keep those left toes out to the left a little, and we're going to drop into that front hip, or sorry, that right hip, so drop forward into the hip. And then let's begin to take some big circles in one direction, just some big circles. Noticing and listening to this side. Notice the difference between the left and right sides. One side may have been a little more clunky, a little tighter. Two more in that direction. And then let's take it in the opposite direction. Taking 2 or 3 more circles. And then when we're ready, we're drawing that left knee a little into center so it's nice and close to the shoulders. Tuck your right toes under and lift that right knee. And we want to press down into the right heel, but then we want to draw that right thigh and hip towards the right shoulder. Press down in the knee, but then we want to draw that left hip back towards the right foot. Bring your right hand on the inside or bring it into the center. Begin to raise through the left, turning the chest to the left knee and lift up nice and high. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand comes all the way down in front and comes in beside left foot. Pivot right heel onto the ground and the left hip sticks out to begin with. So as we drop into that left knee, we're going to tuck that left hip under, pressing that left arm and left shin towards each other. Let's lift the right kneecap, tuck pubic bone to belly button, and let's peel that right arm straight up. Holding here, opening the chest. So 5, 4, 3, 2, keep squeezing that left hip under, and 1, reach your right arm all the way down to the center of the mat. And this time let's step back into our downward dog. So we find the downward dog. We want to spread the fingers nice and wide. We want the pinky fingers to feel the edge of the mat. If we have broad shoulders, they'll actually be off the edge of the mat. We want to press the hands into the earth. Let the shoulders rise to the ears. We don't keep the shoulders there. We want to move them away from the ears, but not back down towards the hips. We want to draw the shoulders outwards, triceps to the earth, biceps to the ceiling, and armpits in the direction they're facing. Then the sit bones all the way back. Press into the earth, push the sit bones back, and then push the sit bones down through the heels. Tuck the pubic bone to belly button as you grip into the earth. Lift the kneecaps. We're here for another 5 breaths. Looking up towards the belly button. Keep tucking pubic bone, pressing heels down, separating the shoulders by drawing the armpits to the earth. Two more breaths. Bringing the knees down to the earth and finding your child's pose. Breathing in your child's pose. Letting yourself find that moment of softness. Finding breath, inhaling and exhaling. Taking your time, just softening here. Taking some long, slow, deep inhales. Very gently rising yourself up onto your knees. Eyes closed down. Let's reach both fingertips towards the earth, reaching and stretching them out. I'm going to take the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. I'm going to take that left hand over the top and on top of the right ear. Keep reaching right fingertips away. And let's begin to use the weight of the arm, not pulling the head to the side, but just letting the head drop and then letting the weight release of that left arm. Keeping the torso nice and long. And just let that stretch begin to find itself down the right side. Open the jaw, drop the jaw to the left, and see if that deepens the stretch for you just a little. Last inhale and exhale. Bringing the head back to center, keep the hand attached just so that the head doesn't spring back. Reach that left arm all the way down to the earth. Right arm reaches up. We're going to take the right hand over onto the left ear. And same thing, dropping the head to the right and stretching down through that left side. Keep releasing the shoulders down away from the ears. Open the mouth and drop the mouth over to the right. Drop the bottom jaw to the right. Last deep inhale and full exhale. Lifting the head slowly back to center and release the hands. Clasp the fingers together. I'm going to take the hands behind the head onto that lovely rounded part of the skull at the back of the head. Drop the chin to the chest and then drop the elbows inwards towards the earth. Keep the spine nice and straight, but then allow the weight of the arms to drop the chin to the chest a little more. Big inhale and full exhale. Slowly rising the head. I'm going to take the hands down. This time, and this is really dependent on how comfortable you feel in your neck. So what you could do to stretch in the opposite direction is just lift the chin to the ceiling. Now, our necks are able to drop back, so you may, for some people, be able to drop the base of the skull onto the top of the neck and drop right back and just surrender there. Keep lifting up through the torso. Try not to concave the back. And here we're stretching all the way down through that sternum into the chest. Big inhale. Full exhale. And very, very slowly, just focus on drawing the chin back towards the chest. Let's take the legs out from underneath the buttocks. We're going to come seated on the buttocks. This time, let's take that left foot into the groin and right leg straight out. So if you need any support underneath your left thigh, if it kind of feels like it's too far for it to come all the way to the earth, just support the block underneath or a cushion. If you know that your hips are tight, you can always sit a blanket or a cushion underneath the buttocks. Let's move the lovely fleshy parts of the buttocks out from underneath the sit bone. So we're going to work in a couple of ways here. We're going to work first on stretching and opening through that left side. So pull the toes back of the right foot. Press the right heel, the right calf, and the right thigh down, but then put a little pressure down through the left thigh as well, and this will even up the hip. To begin with, we're going to either slide that right hand down, and you may be able to pistol grip the right foot, or you may even go a little deeper and bring the right elbow down, either on the inside of the right thigh or just onto the shin, and rest your head. So really just see what feels good for you. You may be able to wrap your hand all the way over the foot. And we're going to take that left arm all the way up and just reach it upwards for a moment. And open through the left chest, lift and open through the left intercostal muscle, so the left rib cage. pressing the left thigh down, pressing the right thigh down, lift and open. Here you begin to have a few options. So you may take your left arm all the way over and reach the right foot. You may take the left hand behind the head and just open through the chest, or you can take the left arm behind into a bind. So just feel which one works for you, which one feels good for you. And we've got 5 breaths here. So this is an active pose. We want to be pressing the left thigh down, pulling the right toes back, pressing the right thigh down, lifting the shoulders and opening the chest towards the ceiling. Another 3 breaths. And we're going to stretch that left arm up again. And then as if you're being pulled from the left arm, come back up to center, nice and soft. We're going to bring the left hand down to the earth, point the right toes. We're just going to lift through the hips and open through the right arm. And coming back down. As we come back down, we want to turn the torso all the way over that right leg. So even if we lift the torso and turn that sternum over the leg, so it doesn't actually come to the center of the leg or the outside of the leg, it actually comes to the inside of the leg. That's the position that you're heading in. So to begin with, we're going to work again with yang variation. So we're going to work with muscles. So what we need is to keep the spine nice and long. So the position the spine's in now, that's the position we want to keep. What we don't want to see is that the spine suddenly rounds. The hip stays where they are and the spine rounds so that you end up coming short into the knee. What we want to do is as we come forward, we want to keep that length happening and we want to begin to bend at the hips and reach the chin out towards the ankle. So starting nice and tall, fingers touching the earth. If you have a strap, this is a great opportunity to use it, but you don't need it. So we can just keep the fingers on the earth, elbows straight. Lift and lengthen through the torso, and then begin to bend the elbows, chin reaching to the big toe. Make sure that that right leg is engaged, left leg is pushing down, and then creep the hands forward a little more. Inhale, keep lengthening, keep drawing the chest through, and maybe bend into the elbows a little more. From here, you may be able to pistol grip or grab hold of the top of the right foot, or it may just be the shin. Keep pulling the toes back, activating right leg. So anything we use where the spine is straight and the leg is engaged, we want to keep as a yang position. So keep finding your breath, keep lifting up through the crown of the head. The only time that you drop the head is if you're able to float yourself and bring yourself all the way down to the thigh, then you can drop the head. No matter where you are, other than that, you want to keep yourself upright. We have 2 more breaths here. Keep focusing on that right thigh pressing down, left thigh pressing down. Last breath. Keep pulling the chest through. And let's release, coming back up. I'm going to get you to now soften through that right thigh and the right hip. Let the leg be soft. So once the leg is soft, we can now round through the spine. So same position, but we want to melt. So same position, we want to begin to just melt forward. If we have any tension in the other leg, you can bring that out or support it with cushions in any way that feels right for you. And this time we want to melt the chin towards the knee, the forehead towards the shin, and let that right leg be soft. I'm going to be here for about 60 seconds. So we've got a few breaths to just surrender into this. Take a big inhale. And a full exhale. See if you can melt that a little bit further. Inhale. And exhale. Pressing into the hands and slowly draw yourself. So we're swapping between yin and yang here. So even though we're going to move into a more yang position in a moment, just take it nice and slow. Pause in your center. When you're ready, we're going to swap sides. We're going to take that left leg out. Right leg comes into the groin. Again, find support under the legs. Cushions, bolsters, anything that you need to support the body and how it feels. Taking the fleshy parts of the buttocks out from underneath the sit bones. And if you remember the first one, what we want to do is we want to work on that sideways opening. So we want to pull the left toes back, press the left heel, left calf and left thigh down. And then we want to press the right thigh down as well. That allows that little opening through that right side. We're going to slide the hand down, either pistol gripping that big toe, or we're going to wrap the hand over the foot, or we're just going to come to the calf and we're going to bend the elbow and rest the head, depending on what feels right for you. Keep pressing that right side down, lift and open through the right chest, and reach and extend right arm up. And then you're deciding where you want to go. Maybe the right arm reaches all the way over and connects with the left foot. Maybe the right arm comes behind the head and we just open through the chest. Or maybe it comes all the way behind into that bind and we simply open. I'm going to be here for another 3, 2, keep pressing left thigh down, right thigh down, legs are strong. And 1, right arm lifts all the way up. And then as if somebody is pulling you from that right arm, we reach and lift nice and slow. And pause in that center. And let's take the right arm down to the earth, point the left toes, and let's lift and open through that left arm. Coming all the way back down. We're going to turn our torso so that we come over that left leg. And we want to have the sternum coming down the inside of that left leg. Pull the left toes back, still pressing down into the right hip. We want to now become aware of keeping the spine nice and straight. Lift and lengthen through the spine, and let's reach the hands out. Keep the spine straight, pull the chest through. And then as you exhale, bend into the elbows. Keep that leg nice and strong. Reach the arms a little further. Inhale, chest comes through, pressing down into both legs. And maybe we reach a little further. Maybe you can find that you can pistol grip or grab hold of the top of the foot. And maybe you can work your way to the side of the foot. Keep that left leg firmly pressing down into the ground. The left thigh is strong. So we're keeping the spine straight because we're working into that left leg. Keep drawing the chest through, pressing the right buttocks down, the right thigh down, holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up nice and slow. Taking a little softness through that left leg, through the spine, and this time that allowance of rounding through the spine. We want to melt the hips forward as far as we can. Watch that the thigh does not engage, the kneecap doesn't pull up. And then we want to round through the spine, drop the chin to the chest and the forehead down. Long, slow, deep inhales and full exhales. Have around about another 30. Take a big inhale and a full exhale. Another big inhale and exhale. We're going to slowly draw ourselves back up to center. Pause in that center. So twists and forward folds and all that we've been doing not only work into the side body and work on opening the body, but we also work into the organs quite a lot. So these are deep postures to work with, even though they don't necessarily feel as deep as some of the standing poses. So let's take both legs out in front. Fleshy parts of the buttocks out from underneath the sit bones. Let's pull legs back, or rather toes back towards you to begin with. Pull the toes back and press the heels, the calves and the thighs down into the earth. Lift and lengthen through the torso. Hands down either side of the body. Keep lifting through the chest. And now I want you to bring the arms, or rather the shoulders, up beside the ears. Draw the elbows up past the shoulders so that they come in one straight line, and then the fingers. So we now have one straight line from the hip all the way up to fingertips, and we want to keep that straight line. So what that means is we don't drop the arms down in front, we drop the whole body. Pull the toes back, lift and lengthen. Draw the chest forward until the hamstrings grab. Hold there, keep the shoulders and the biceps right next to the ears. Keep the chin lifted. Inhale, rise. Exhale, see if you can come a little deeper. Inhale, rise. Exhale, last one. Keep those shoulders connected with the ears, the triceps and biceps in one straight line. Fingers out, holding here. And then the hands come down, either pistol gripping or rather gripping over the toes. Or if you're a little further, you may come to the sides of the feet. Keep pulling the chest through, shoulders down. Pull the chest through, keep the thighs engaged. Keep reaching the chin towards the toes, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, legs are strong, and 1, release and rise. Let the legs go soft, let the feet fall out to the side, let the torso be nice and soft, and then we're going to again melt forward. So we allow the hips to drop forward, the spine to round, the chin to drop to the chest, and finding that caterpillar pose. Just letting ourselves be soft, the knees are soft. And it's not important how far you melt. It's just about letting go. Use your breath. Let's take 3 long, slow, deep breaths. And very slowly, when you're ready, in your own time, you're going to bring yourself back up to center. Keep your eyes closed. Take your time. You're just going to take yourself all the way down to the mat. Nice and slow. Let's keep the knees bent, the soles of the feet on the earth. Hands down by the side body. Let's bring the feet hip width apart and close to the buttocks. We want to press down into the feet as we tuck pubic bone to belly button. So that's not lifting, that's tucking that pubic bone and drawing it closer to the belly button. So the spine does not come off the earth yet. The thighs are slowly engaged and we're pressing down into the mat. And then to support the lift, not only do we press down into the mat, but we want to push towards the end of the mat and begin to lift the hips up as high as they can go. Squeezing into the buttocks and lifting. Now you want to press the chest into the chin and hold here. Keep tucking pubic bone to belly button, lifting here and holding. Press the feet away from the shoulders. Push the weight onto the shoulders, chin to chest, chest to chin. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, and and 1. Slowly lower down, lowering each vertebrae before the next. And draw the knees into the chest. Let's bring the feet down onto the earth one more time. Parallel to each other and hip width apart, palms down onto the earth. Chin tucked to the chest, pubic bone begins to tuck to belly button, feet push down into the earth. Feet begin to push away from the body as they push the weight up onto the shoulders, and lift the hips as high as you can. Holding 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Inhale and slowly, with control, lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And bring the knees into the chest. And take the arms out by the side body, straight out from the shoulders. Knees are still bent, nearing the chest. We're going to lift the knees high up to the left shoulder and let the knees rest on the earth. Letting that right shoulder soften. Letting yourself soften, letting yourself find relief. Take your breath into your sacroiliac joint and let it breathe and release through this. Maybe take your left hand to your right knee and just create that gentle resistance so that your leg can completely soften and let go. Take a big inhale and a full exhale. Draw the knees towards the left armpit and then draw them back to center. This just enables you to make sure that the core has been engaged before we draw them to center. We're going to take the knees high up to the right elbow, letting them release onto the earth. Releasing through the left shoulder, softening, and just find this beautiful twist, bringing nutrients and blood flow into the spine, creating movement through the organs as they get a gentle massage. Maybe taking the right hand to the left knee. Maybe just taking the awareness into the hips and just finding that softness. And again, drawing the knees towards the right armpit and then back to center. We're going to move into your Shavasana. So taking any warmth that you need, blankets over you, jumpers on, and just letting the feet come down the mat. Let the feet fall out to the side, palms open to the ceiling. And to begin to soften not only through the legs, but begin to soften through the hips. Notice any tension that is there. Actually see the muscles release and let go. Release and soften the ribs, the shoulders, the upper chest, and then the head. Letting yourself completely surrender into the earth. And begin to deepen the breath. Sending that awareness back in the physical body. Maybe you begin to move fingers and toes. Maybe you begin to bring awareness into the jaw and the mouth. As you open and close the jaw, run the tongue along the teeth, or just drop the head from side to side. And there's no need to move at any speed here. This is all about a ritual now. A ritual of your Shavasana, a ritual of your movement and your connection and your acknowledgement for your practice. Creating your practice into a sacred time for you. So when you feel ready, when you feel it's time, begin to stretch the arms up above the head. Stretch the toes and rolling over to one side. When you feel yourself softening and curling up into that fetal position, just acknowledge the practice. Acknowledge that beautiful connection and nourishment of each and every fiber of your being. As we continue our ritual and you find your way to a comfortable seated position, let's bring the hands beside the body, palms face the ceiling. Begin to draw the hands towards the back of the body, round through the spine, chin to chest, pubic bone to belly button. Bring the hands around to the front of the body, back so the hands touch. Rise through the shoulders, elbows, and fingers. Bring the hands back to prayer, draw them down to the heart. Inhale for a gentle Om. Om. Take your thumbs to your third eye. Find clarity of thought, intuition, and truth. Take your thumbs to your lips, finding kindness, truth, and compassion with your words, first and foremost to self. And take your thumbs to your heart. Surrounding yourself with love and joy, may you sit with purity, truth, and a sense of community within. Bowing down to your higher self. Namaste. Rub the hands together. Generate heat. Keep rubbing until you feel that warmth. When you feel they're nice and warm, take that energy up to the eyes, pressing in gently, balancing left and right hemisphere. And then take that energy down the face, the torso, out through the thighs. Bring your hands back to prayer to your third eye. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May I have peace, may you have peace, and may we bring peace to the world together. Thank you so much, guys.
So nice. Thank you.
Bye.